Yeah, earliest memory of rugby, obviously that 1995 Rugby World Cup changed the course of my life. I had never played the game before. My dad took us to a few of the training sessions at the Wanderers Club where the guys were still amateur. I'll never forget, got everyone's hand, autographs, and shook their hands. And Francois Pienaar, at the end of the last training session before they went into Rugby World Cup camp in 95, asked three of us to take his bags to his car because the game was still amateur, so they had to drive home before coming together as a squad. And on dropping his bags off, he gave each one of us a piece of memorabilia, and I got Francois Pienaar's blue Cotton Traders rugby jersey that I slept in, trained in, wore on an off day, which was pretty cool. And then my first ever game of rugby was for the under 14 G side at King Edward's, having never played the game before in 1996. And having been inspired by what happened in 95, obviously there were thousands of young girls and boys in South Africa wanting to do the same one day. And not in my wildest dreams, post making my rugby debut in under 14 G side, that I think that 8 years later I'd go on to represent the Springboks for the very first time at Twickenham. So heritage up in Joburg, the Lions was very much a big part of my upbringing. What that team did with the Super 10, the early days of Super Rugby pre-95, the likes of James Dalton, Francois Pienaar, Hannes Strydom, Kobus Wiese, Bali Swart, names that resonated, Peter Hendricks, Gavin Johnson, names that really resonated, Jaapie Mulder, Henny LaRue, it really was a star, Johan LaRue and Johan Roux, scrum off and props. So yeah, it was a really good time, and great to see, in the Vodacom URC Origins of Rugby rounds, the recollection and reconnaissance of going back to where it all started. I know for the Barbarians you get to wear the socks. I got to wear my Care socks when I played for the Barbarians, and it's really good seeing these rugby players understanding the pride of their heritage and wearing it not only with their heart on their sleeve but pride in their hearts.